All right, so welcome to this video. And this is the series one of this video. So here in this video, we are going to be learning how to build an educational website. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just to go ahead and create a project folder for my web project. So of course, we are going to be using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So the first thing we are going to be doing is to create the navbar, the header, the navbar, and the hero section. So that's the first thing we are going to be doing. So quickly, I will just have to create a folder here on my desktop. So here, as you can see my desktop here, so I'll just create a folder here, and I will name the folder navbar navbar tutorial. As then I will open my Visual Studio Code here, the editor where I'm using for my programming. So let me just open this. All right, so this is my editor now. This is the interface of my editor. So here I will just click on the first one, the first icon here, and click this. Then click on open folder. Then I can go to desktop because that's the respiratory where my folder was created. I created my folder in the desktop. So now I have to scroll down and look for the navbar tutorial. And oh, this was supposed to be navbar, but it's fine. Let's just. So I have my folder now inside my project here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and create the text files. So if I minimize this and open the navbar tutorial folder, you see it is empty. So we need to go ahead and create our text file. So I will just come straight here again, and here on top of the folder here in my editor, I'll just click on this first icon that says new file, and here I will say navbar dot html, then hit enter. I need to create another file again for the CSS, so I will just click again and say navbar dot css, and the last one is navbar.js for the JavaScript. So now for me to be able to start, so all my files has to be connected together. So the CSS and the JavaScript has to be connected to the HTML file. So I will select on the HTML here. I have heading here, heading tag I'm supposed to be using here. So let me just minimize it because I have the heading tag somewhere I created. So let me just go straight to that place. I have the heading tag here. So let me quickly get the heading tag and paste it there to make it more easy for us. So here I will just go ahead and copy all this from here, and yes, let me copy this and paste it here. But before then, I will have to do Shift and 1, then hit enter. So here I will have to copy all of this from here to here, then just replace it with this. So now it's perfectly okay. So this is everything I need from the head. So here in the CSS here, I will have to change it to navbar.css because that was what we used here. As you can see, navbar.css. So I will just say this is navbar.css. Then here also, I will have to link the JavaScript down. So for the JavaScript, I'm also going to say script and click on the first one here. Then inside here, I'm going to say that the source for the JavaScript src source, then hit enter. The source is navbar.js. So I will just say navbar.js. This is it. Beautiful. So now we are good to start. Now we have been able to connect our HTML to, sorry, we've been able to connect our CSS and our JavaScript to our HTML file. So now I will also change this to this title. Under the title here, I'm going to change this title to um educational, educational. Then I will just say let this one be like that is okay. So now you can see everything we have done from number one, document type, HTML language is English, and then that is where we go. So quickly, I will just come to here now. Under the body, I will now have, let me open this, 1 minute. Then I will have this. Under here, I will just have this. You can do it or not. It's not a big problem. But for me, I just choose to have this. Now I'll call this header and navigation. So I'll also have this here. So all right, so after that, the next thing I can start my code now. So here I will just say, let me open this. Then I will say header class. In between there, I will just have navbar as the ID. Then I will just say the ID for this is equals to navbar. Then I can close this part. Now, under this header, I'm gonna have a div container. So I'm just gonna say that div dot nav space, that is hyphen container. Then hit enter. So I have the div class there for container. So here in the container, so all the nav links will be under the container. So the next thing I will have to do is also comment. Let me comment again here. Again, I will comment here again, but this time I will say this is for brand logo. So after here, for the brand logo, I'm gonna say a href since I'm using this. So I will be using an anchor tag for the logo. So I will say a. So inside here, let me just have hash for now. Inside here, then for I will assume that the brand logo for now can just be anything, but let me come to this place and add a class to this brand and said the class is brand logo. So inside here, I will just like to have I will not like to have a span, but if I want to have a span, I can have. But let me just say the brand logo is Nestle Nestle Nigeria. Let me add a span before the a span class. So the span class can also be, I will call the span class logo icon. Then that is it. So here, I won't put anything here for now. Let me just leave a slash. Then inside the anchor tag, I can add my logo there, and I think I should just, once this span closes, let me add another span. So inside the second span, let me also give this one a class for this for now. Then I will call this one logo text. Now, in between the logo text, I'm gonna have edu plus education. Since it's education, so I'll just say edu plus as the logo for now. Then let me save this. So let's quickly go to, let's bring this one down. Let's quickly go and check on the folder. No, not this one. Let's quickly check. So as you can see that under the Navbar tutorial, the project folder, I have the three files I just created, the navbar.css, navbar.html, and navbar.js for the JavaScript. So here, what I will do is let me quickly open the one that has the browser icon here. So let's see. Okay, so I have Edu Plus here already. So let me now quickly go back again to my code. So of course you see I have a slash here in the span, so that's why there's a slash beside it. So what I'm gonna do next is let me go down again. Here from the down, I'm gonna comment again. So this time this comment will be for link. So I will just say, let me just name this desktop nav links. So here for this nav links, let me just add this and close this. 1 minute. So quickly, one minute. Good. So here I will just call this desktop nav links. So under the desktop nav links, I will just go ahead and add an anchor tag again. And inside the anchor tag, I'm going to have a class. I I don't think I need to have this for this one. So let me just use nav class. So I will just say nav and give a class. So here I will just call this one nav space menu. Then I will also have an ID for this and call it nav menu. All right, so quickly sorry, I was trying to do something. I just finished up. So now here I will also have a UL list. So here let me bring this down a bit for now. Then I can have an ordered list. So for the ordered list, I'm also going to have a class for the ordered list. So I will just call this class nav list. Then inside the ordered list, I'm also going to have a list items. So the list items here, I'm going to just put li here. So the list item, I will just have an anchor tag inside of it also. So I will use this. Then inside the anchor tag, I can have cost for this one. Then class nav link. Then here I can just have a cost also inside here. So I think I'm actually done for this. So I will just copy this. Let me copy this from here and paste 1, 2, 3. So I have 4 now. So the first one, the second one should be about. That's about the company. Then of course I have to change here also to about. The third one is resources. So I would have to change here to resources. Then the last one here can be contact and also change here to contacts. So now I think we have 5 links already. So here, let's come down from here. So now we have from here to here. So let's save this and go and check. So let's go to the browser again and refresh. So now you realize we have our links already, everything here for this. We have the course link, we have the about link, we have the resources, we have the contacts. So now let's quickly add a few sections for mobile menu before, or maybe, oh sorry, let's do add a few sections for the search bar. So here for the search bar, I'm just gonna say let me comment again, and this time I will say search bar with auto complete suggestion. So this is what I will just do for now. For the search bar, I will just say div dot nav search. That's what I will do for this. So hit enter and then enter again. Next, I'm gonna say div dot search hyphen input hyphen wrapper. Then I hit enter again for this one. Now I will SVG. Let me use open this SVG. Now for class set icon, and then I will have view box equals to 0024. Then I will have view to be equals to none. Then I will have stroke to be equals to current color. Then I will have stroke width to be equals to stroke width sorry, to be equals to 2. Then I will also have let me close this for a minute. So inside there, I'm also gonna have a circle, come down and say circle, use this. For the circle, cx equals to 11. Then I'm gonna also have cy equals to 11. Then I'm also gonna have r equals to 8, and then I'm gonna just close this for now. That's for circle. And here I'm also gonna have the last one, which is line. So I'm gonna have line here. For line, x1 is equals to 21. Y1 equals to 21. X2 let's say x2 is equal to 16.65. Then here I will also have y2 equals to 16.65. And then I think I should just close this now. I'm done with this. So that is for this. Then I will quickly go under here and add this last part. So for this last part, I'm going to say input. So input type is text. So from the text here, let me go down so you will understand. For input text here, I'm going to say ID for this text is nav search input. Then I need a placeholder. So for the placeholder, I'm going to say search courses, comma, skills. Then also I'm gonna just use this. Okay, I already have this. After the skills, maybe I just need to 1 minute. I My computer actually has a few things, so I'm trying to be sure which one I'm using. So I will just use this for now. after this, I will just use auto complete here. Then inside the autocomplete, I can have off. Then here I can have a slash. So the next one on this line is skip one div from here, and you have the UL here. So a class for this suggestion list. Then the ID for this is going to be suggestion list 2. And so I think this is all for. So let's save this and let's go and see what we have for this one. So let's go to the browser, refresh this and see. So this is the search bar. So we have not styled it yet, so that's why it's showing like this. We will style it also, but we have to finish what we are doing before we do the styling. As you can see, this is the placeholder showing. So you can search for skills, and this is also the search bar. So once we do the styling, you realize everything will just go well. So thank you for watching this video. The next video will be coming up sooner. Thank you.